my swell time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my swell time. Gonna mess up your whole mind. This is my swell time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my swell time. Gonna mess up your whole mind.
Welcome to Work the Left Side. I'm hyper to announce tonight's guest. I am joined by the one, the only, the awesomeness that is Mr. Aidan Sparx. How are we doing, dude? You good?
Yeah, as always fire. Yeah, man.
Love it. So yeah, I didn't think it had been that long, but you've just told me before we start recording. It was April last year. We sat down and had a chat. So it's 7 months, mate. That is crazy. I think you've been busy. I think we wanted to have this little bit of a catch up, just to talk about what you've been doing since we last spoke.
Well, I've been Aidan Sparx has been up and down, wrestling for companies such as New British Promotions, Super Pro Wrestling, and other places. Last year I did Sovereign Nation and British Wrestling Federation. So everything seems to be going well, and of course the awesomeness of PPW.
Obviously, that's it. But I know last time we spoke, obviously, a big thing that we was like really hyped about, that you was hyped about, was the wrestling in Blackpool. Obviously, you and Glenn, you guys were lined up to work there as a tag team.
Yeah, well, we went to CWE, which was on the 13th of April last year. Originally, it was supposed to be a Survivor Series elimination match, but that got changed into a triple threat, three-way tag elimination match to crown the number one contenders for the CWE Tag Team Championships. It was Palmer and Kai versus Chili Heatwave and Luke Brigante versus me and Posty Malone, Barry Delivery. And we became the new number one contenders for the CWE Tag Team Championships. But there's also a but. The show got cancelled when we were supposed to go over for belts. But
dude,
at least we had we were like the one contend. Yeah, at least we were like the one contenders for the belts. And if the show were going to happen, we were going to make sure that we were going to become the tag champions.
At least you kind of know, like I said, you were in that position. You kind of had the ability to get there. You were the number one contenders. That's awesome. So obviously, Posty's boss as well. We love Posty. For you two guys to be even just in the conversation, to be talking about, you were this close to get the tag titles. Show had happened. You was walking out with those belts on the shoulder. That's got to feel pretty good, man. That's kind of hyped.
Yeah, but like I said, shit happens. But we were in the position to work the tag champions, the Monday Mafia. But
yes, I know of them as well. That's one half of that is Mr. Joel Cobra, is it not?
Yeah, I like Joel. I like Joel. Yeah. He's such a good dude.
He's a big boy as well, isn't he? He's half the man he used to be, in a good way.
Yeah.
So that's tell us about. I keep seeing Super Pro, popping up on my Facebook. I follow them. I love the comic books style of it all. I think that's what kind of got my attention. So yeah, man, it's been going on over at Super Pro.
Super Pro. So far, they've done 2 shows. They did one last year, and they did one in February. this year. First one was me and the guy called Will England's Will. I legit can't remember his second name. Me and Will from PPW, not Will Cooper, there's another Will who does the in-house shows, versus Nate Daniels and Tiger McGuigan.
Wow.
And then the last Super Pro show, Fiery Delivery issued an open challenge, and it was accepted by the Basty boys, Rex Hartless and Madden, and we went over in that match. But that was a pretty strange one, because the fact that it was in Barnsley, and of course they're Barnsley guys, and the fact that we got booed, and then legit I was like, what's going on? It turns out that Based and Madden, quite a lot of the crowd was all for Based. Quite a lot of the crowd were all their friends. So I was like, but it was a good experience though, in a way, because you're trying to, what's the word?
Did you embrace the heelness?
It was strange because it did take me back a little bit when I was heel a very long time ago. So, but that was before I had the character. So it was strange.
I can imagine though, yeah, because obviously, like, again, anybody who knows, Fiery Delivery, such a baby face tag team, you just can't help but cheer. Just imagine you two guys, getting booed. It'd have been a bit like, okay, this is a weird dynamic. This is not what we're used to. But I'd like to think you had some fun with it, and you'd be like, well, if they're going to boo us, why not just be heel? Just be a little bit, gnarly with it. Or is it a case of like, no, we're baby faces, we will prevail, we will make them cheer us at some point?
Yeah, it was basically that. Yeah, but we were we were faces, and we basically just we stuck as faces, because to tell you the truth, there's no way that I'll ever become a heel ever again. Like I said, I've got the gimmick, and as like I said last time, my character is a fiery bully beater who stands up to bullies.
Yeah. So you've got to be face. It doesn't work any other way, does it? You can't become that thing that you're meant to be opposed against. So yeah. I mean, like I said before, you two guys are so likable anyway. I'm sure it wouldn't take much to get the audience over, or at least just to get that mutual appreciation, and just be like, oh, you know what, we'll cheer both guys, we'll cheer both teams. It's fine.
Yeah.
Did you cut a promo at Super Pro? Did you and Glenn cut I can vaguely remember. I'm not sure if it was at Super Pro or somewhere else. You two guys in the back, kind of like cutting a promo. Was that the open challenge at Super Pro?
Yeah, that was the open challenge for Super Pro, and it was answered by Based and Madden.
That was good, man. I like that. It was different as well. It was cool to see you two guys get a little bit of promo time, kind of your video time, whatever they want to call it. To be able to showcase that sort of side of you, because both you guys are characters, so it comes across really well.
Well, it was actually my idea to cut a promo, because, like I said last time, Posty was unable, so we couldn't do the open challenge thing. But I said, well, guess what? Right now, he is. And all Posty had to say was, the Posty Malone, Aidan Sparx, Super Pro Wrestling Open Challenge, let's go. And I just said, fire! Just leave it to like three simple things, like say what the promo was about. And that's it, basically.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, it's not. It's not Lord of the Rings. You don't need to ramble on for 30 minutes to tell a promo. Like you sort of said, you got your points. get it across. Jobs are good, and then yeah, you get the match afterwards. So I like the fact you had obviously we had Nate Daniels on recently as well. I'm saying recently, we've just discussed earlier. It might have been freaking 9 months ago, as far as I know. We had Nate Daniels on. But I was happy to see him, getting booked as well, kind of thing, because he's an awesome guy. And it looks like, yeah, they're using a good selection of PPW guys at Super Pro.
Yeah, we sure did. It was, well, not only at Super Pro, but like I say, PPW is absolutely huge. Like, I'd probably go by saying that it's arguably the best training school ever. Like, the facility. I mean, and the guys that are there, you've got people like Leon Slater, you've got Jet Marshall, you've got Kid Lycos too, of course Liam Slater, Nathan Black, the two guys that run it. And of course you've got Big Will Cruz as well. But all wrestling shows are jam-packed with PPW guys, like PPW wrestlers, which is mental. Like, PPW is this big, massive phenomenon.
Dude, I'm not going to argue. You know me well enough to know my thoughts on it. Anybody who knows this channel knows my thoughts on it. Appreciation. So yeah, besides Super Pro, what else have you been doing?
I've been wrestling for a company called New British Promotions, which is arguably actually another promotion which is based in Barnsley. And so, yeah, my last show that I did for them, it was me versus the Juggernaut John Allens in like a no count out match. Like it was John Allen's Manly Man's challenge, and I accepted.
Nice. So he stepped up, he was a manly man, took the challenge on. I've not seen much of it, but that's two promotions you just mentioned. Barnsley. It sounds like they get a few decent promotions down there. The Barnsley people are loving the wrestling at the minute.
Yeah, Barnsley wrestling now. There's also another promotion called Kmart Promotions as well, and I've been doing quite a lot for them, and I've been doing quite a lot for them as well. It's just Barnsley, like, they've got a load of wrestling companies now in Barnsley, which is crazy. Like, I didn't think wrestling in Barnsley now is getting big. Like, it's skyrocketing.
That's crazy though, dude. But like I said, that's good because of, again, word of mouth. You've got these promotions, you do really well at one, you get the next one, you then get the next one, and you become like a commodity kind of thing. The people there know who you are, they know what to expect. They book you on a show. It's kind of, yeah, we know Aidan's going to deliver. Aidan's going to make that connection with the fans. The fans are going to be hyped to see him, unless he's against Madden or Heartless. But yeah, it just sort of seems like the momentum's there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I say, my gimmick's really easy to get behind, and of course, my music is "Fire" by Scooter. And what's the first lyric that comes out of that? Fire! So it's like, and of course, the ring jacket in the gear too. Everyone loves it. Yeah,
that's what we. And I'm guessing as well, they're kind of family orientated shows kind of thing. You kind of got that connection. I'm guessing they're not 18 pluses. There's no sort of hardcore death matches going on.
No, not at all. No, the hardcore matches are like pots and pans. Like if you're gonna have like hardcore matches, that'll be pots and pans type deal.
Yeah, no blood, just general kind of whacking with a baking tray, like I said, or plastic tray. So, but that's it, you know. And you're the perfect, for me, you're one of the perfect characters to work those kind of shows, as you say, for what you stand for, what you represent. You know, the kids and the parents are going to get behind you, and that's awesome. Man. I'm hyped for Barnsley. It's not that far away either, is it?
No, it isn't. No, it's not at all. I mean, like I say, I'm from the 5 streets of Chesterfield, and that's not far. And that's not far from Barnsley at all.
Good man, that's cool. So, besides, we talked Super Pro. You mentioned the Kmart. I want to say, yeah. I just Kmart. I just think like sorry, I think Walmart for some reason in my head. I've got that in my head now. But yeah, you know, talking Kmart wrestling. Matches have you had there, or have you got anything coming up that you can talk about?
I actually made history. Well, I wouldn't say history. Well, I had their very first match. I had their very first match at Kmart Promotions against a mystery opponent, and also my last one, I was in a triple threat. It was me, Dan Domain, and young Horace.
Yes. Who was the mystery?
The mystery opponent was a guy called Jacob Page.
Okay. Nice. Well, that's it. So you launched that company basically. Then sort of said you had the first ever match at this new promotion. You know, it's not to be sneezed at, dude. That's pretty cool because, you know, again, dependent on your mindset. You know, if you're not in the main event, if you want to be in the first match, you know, both are equally important as the other for various reasons. So yeah, man, you kind of launched that ship. You know, you set expectations with that first ever match.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Because, like I said, it was the first ever match for Kmart. It was the first ever match for Kmart. So it was up to me and Jacob to prevail, you know, to skyrocket.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. So obviously, I mean, Young Horace is a name that I know. I don't know. He's pretty much kind of established around sort of Barnsley as well. I always kind of see him popping up, you know, in promotions in that area. So how was it working with him? I can imagine you two guys kind of working together going forward.
I wouldn't mind a match with Horace. To be fair, you know, a singles match. Like I said, we've done a bit in that triple threat for Kmart, but we've not had a singles match yet.
I think it worked. Yeah, because you know, you can kind of just imagine a match how it would kind of play out and stuff. Because you're both very good with making that connection with the fans. It might be a bit weird because obviously both of you would kind of generate as faces, but it could kind of be like a mutual respect kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, I think you two could have a really good match.
Yeah, I think so, but it would have to be like face versus face.
Yes.
Yeah, so and also well, I mentioned before we went on air, I mentioned that I made another debut for another company. It was a company called Sovereign Nation Wrestling, which was in York. I was wrestling a guy called Warmick. His gimmick is the King of the Back Wall. So
again, you know, another new promotion, dude. That's the thing. Is always another new promotion, putting their faith in you. When new promotions pop up, you know, there's so much talent out there for them to kind of cherry pick. You know, they can have this person or have this person. You kind of got to. I hope you do anyway, dude. I hope you kind of get that sense of accomplishment of, you know, they've picked me. they want me on the card because you bring something to the table.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, every wrestler brings everything. You know what I mean? Like every wrestler brings everything to the table, like no matter what it is. But like what I mentioned, the last interview that we had, PPW have a load of characters, and that's one thing that we do have. And of course, not only fantastic wrestlers, like such good wrestlers, but we've also got really good characters as well.
That's that's why I fell in love with PPW in the first place. It wasn't just because what you could do in the ring, the character developments. It was the actors, Jack Maxwell's, guys like that. That just kind of jumped out at me, and I was like, oh, okay, I like characters. I'm old school. I'd rather be invested in a character or in a storyline. And I'm happy to watch 5-star matches, but I want that. If I can get a 5-star match with characters and storylines, mate, that's just what I mean. Just buy breakfast in the morning, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I love storylines because you're starting from one. You're starting from one thing, and then you're building up, and then you're building up, and you're building up, and then when it comes to the payoff, yeah, exactly. Everyone goes home happy.
Well, as long as it's a happy ending, or it could be, I don't know, JC beating Wes, then that's a massive downer, but it's still a reaction. People still get that emotion. So either way, you've been on a journey.
Yeah, I have. Well, it's been really good so far for Aidan Sparx. Like I say, Super Pro, KMAR, BWF, NVP. Everything's going really, really well now. So, which is absolutely fire. Yeah.
Well, yeah, pun intended. I'll tell you what you did. But yeah, that's it, and that's all in like the 11 months, since we last spoke. It just seems, dude, like it's what's said. But and again, it's stuff like this. Again, from speaking to people, it's kind of working, it's getting your face out there. Like I said, you're becoming a commodity in Barnsley. If it goes at Sovereign Nation, you're going to become a commodity in York. If anybody else starts doing stuff in York, they can be like, right, what's going on? Okay, yeah, that guy was awesome. Him in. You're building momentum. I've said that before, and I'll say it a lot. I think most of what you guys do is all momentum based. It's getting out there, it's making a good impression, putting on good matches, connecting with the fans, sending the fans home happy, and other wrestling being like, yep.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, to tell you the truth, I've only done one match for Stop Nation, and that was my debut with Warmick. But it's like I say, it's something. Like I say, it's something. At least I went to Sovereign. At least I went to Sovereign Nation. I did the match, and I was happy with it. I was happy with the match, but then, like I say, we've got all the other places as well, and the last new British promotion show I was on there with British wrestling legend James Mason. So, well, it was the same show where I wrestled John Allen's. It was and the main event was Dante Durden versus James Mason.
Nice.
So it was so cool. It was so good to share a locker with him as well. Like
again, that's the thing is, like I said, it's meeting people, it's getting yourself out there. You make that impression, word of mouth. People tell people. I mean, what's the old say? Write a telegram, tell a wrestler, or whatever. All you guys talk, and if somebody's needed, They're like, yeah, man, I met this cool Aidan, get him on your show, kind of thing. He will connect. If you want somebody who's family friendly, jobs are good, and that's just as that. You've got you and Glenn. You want an awesome tag team. You've got a fiery delivery in the back.
Yeah, but I also want to give a shout out to Luca Brigante. I had no idea about this, but he only lives like 10 minutes away from me. So it's like, are you working? Can I get a lift? Can I tag along with you? And so basically, it's basically meeting new people. And just seeing what happens.
Yeah, Lucas boss. I mean, obviously, I've had a few people now kind of drop his name and like bigging him up and sort of saying. I think I spoke to Axel recently, and he was a massive fan of Lucas' work as well and stuff like that. So together.
Yeah. I mean, he's really good. Like really good.
I mean, I know you was there because I saw you in the audience. We talked afterwards. But obviously, Luca was at the last Planet show, and obviously Kemper made his debut, and poor Luca. He was on the receiving end.
Yeah, and Planet was really good as well. Like, I think that was my second Planet show that I went to. And both shows were really, really good.
It's just like a massive get for the Suit Boys, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But it's family friendly. The kids love it. The parents love it. And of course, I've not done Planet. I've not worked for Planet Wrestle yet, but hopefully, fingers crossed, something will happen.
Oh, Fiery Delivery versus NRG. There we go.
That would be pretty cool, actually. I'd like that.
That'd be very cool, dude.
That'd be a pretty decent match. I'd enjoy that. Although the one thing that did pop me at the last Planet show was the tag team of Lycos Jim, but it weren't. But it weren't the original. Well, it weren't the original Lycos Jim. It was Lycos 2 and Jim Maguire.
Right, that popped me as soon as I saw.
That was so good. Big props to Jake. Big props to Jakey for that. I mean, I couldn't believe it.
So good, wasn't it? But just the whole dynamic as well. Obviously Lycos being Lycos, and Jim being the professional, the gentleman. We don't break the rules. We are honor bound. And Lycos like, no, do it. It was just, it was. I loved that match. It was a perfect wrestling, entertainment, fun. It just had everything in it, and it was awesome. I loved it. But yeah, man, like I said, that was obviously NRG, wasn't it? It was Lycos Jim versus NRG. So, but yeah, dude, we'll put it in the units. We want Fiery Delivery versus NRG at some point somewhere.
Well, like I say, fingers crossed. And of course, everyone would probably say this, but Kid Lycos 2, that's another guy.
Mate, so good. So good. It's unbelievable. It's just, it's crazy when you think, how long he's been around, how young he is, and, what he's doing now to what he was doing. I've been doing some reels of like old school title matches, and, I'm seeing some kid called Joe Nelson tearing it up when he was like 15 years old. It's like, wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. He's all over, like I say, his singles, his single stuff, his tag stuff is just, just so good. Like, I legit can't think of any other good thing to say about Kid Lycos 2. Like, he's one of the best. No, if he is one of the best. He's so good.
Yes, we salute you. You know, we are not worthy. But you know, obviously, let's bring it back to you. You know, I'm trying to hype you up, dude. I'm trying to give you your props. I'm trying to let everybody know how awesome you are as well. So, yeah, you know, we've talked about the promotions that you've been on since we last spoke. Obviously, like I say, you've been stuff at PPW as well, the in-house stuff. Is anything, you know, if you've got anything coming up, or is everything totally tight-lipped? You know, everything, you know, it's on a basis, or is there anything you can kind of tease us with, or point us in the right direction of where to look?
I don't know whether to say because I like to keep everything like kayfabe, but you might see me at the BWF versus NBP interpromotional show next Saturday in Wakefield.
Ooh, well, that's it now. At least we know to keep our eyes peeled. We can kind of we can look at that promotion now, keep our eyes out for any announcements, and then we'll be like, okay, cool. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't need the announcements. I just kind of need to know where to look for future announcements, so I can be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, that's it. I legit like to be kayfabe.
Yeah.
So
Also, I mean, I'm not saying tell me like, you know, what's going to happen.
If I post something, I say if I post something and if I'm not post it, I won't put anything now. But they say if I am being announced, I will. Like I said, I will. Say something, of course. But like I said, I'm just keeping stuff like hush hush. At the minute.
Understandable, dude. Like I said, it's just more of a case of where to look, just ready for any announcements that may be coming. So, but basically, obviously, yeah, I'll do my best to try and keep on top of it anyway, and I'll try and share as much stuff as possible as of when it gets announced. So, obviously, you know, like I say, I follow Super Pro, so I always keep an eye out for what they're doing. Again, just purely because I like the style of it. I like the match graphics. I like the card graphics. It appeals to me. So as soon as you get announced, or if you're doing anything there, I will see it and I will share it.
Yeah, well, like I said, I've got quite a lot. I've got like I say, I've got. See what happens. If they announce, they announce. If they're not, they're not. But
We'll see, our dude. Got me a message.
Yeah. But like I say, I should. Like I say, well, I'm over at Super Pro, NBP, and all the other places. So depends if the guys want me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't see. Again, you know, I'm not going to say I can't see why they wouldn't. Like I said, you know, I've said previously, you know, all the awesomeness and the accolades. You know, like I say, you are a great character, and I think, you know, the kids and the families can get behind you, and that's every promotion needs something like that. You know, they kind of need that character. So, dude, I'm sure you will be back on many shows. So, but yeah. So, I mean, obviously, going forward, is there anywhere you're looking at that you think, I wouldn't mind taking a crack at that? Like, obviously, you know, we just talked about Planet Wrestle. Are you getting to go to shows as a fan still? You know, do you get to go? I know you went to Planet Wrestle, but obviously that's very pursuit heavy. Do you get to go to shows as a fan and just enjoy it as a fan still?
Yes, I do. Well, it's weird because, of course, being a wrestler, you point like things like you point things like what's going, what's happening, that's great, that could be a bit better, like it's a tough one. That's legit a tough one, that is. But I'd probably say yes, but
it's got to be something special. You sort of step back and just appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. I just need to think that, like if I'm not wrestling, if I'm not wrestling it, if I'm just watching, like I'm watching the show, I'm watching the show. I'm just looking at the matches, or I'm enjoying it. Like I pop, like I say, I pop for stuff. Yeah.
That's good. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted to know as well. Because obviously, like I said, we've probably had this conversation before, kind of thing. But just to kind of touch back on it, obviously you got into wrestling because you was a fan of wrestling. So and there's so much good stuff out there. It would kind of just break my heart a little bit. If you couldn't go to a show as a fan still and just enjoy it, it would be like, oh, you've kind of ruined it for yourself. But as long as you can still go and, like I say, kind of step back, turn your brain off, don't overanalyze stuff, don't critique stuff, just get lost in the moment, lost in the mood, and yeah, man, just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Some of the shows I've watched, like, of course, family friendly, but I've also been going to like Rise. I've also been going to Rise shows, and the atmosphere of Rise is, like I say, completely different, absolutely completely different to any family friendly. Like it's Rise is like another level when it comes to like atmosphere and all that.
I still haven't been to a Rise show, but I've seen plenty of footage. I know plenty of people have gone, and I've kind of lived vicariously through them, kind of thing. But yeah, it seems crazy. I need to get to one at some point. I think I don't know if it was the last one or the one before, but I'm sure it was like Jet Marshall versus Lou Nixon just randomly happened, or it was just like, Jesus wept. That's a crazy match I need to see, kind of thing.
Yeah, so luckily that was on that's on their YouTube channel. So I watched it, and that was nuts.
I didn't even know it was on. I need to check out. I'm so far behind with YouTube and stuff at the minute. So right, okay, that's tomorrow's viewing started. Then I will go and watch that match on YouTube, and I will spread it on socials everywhere. Probably bore people to death. But yeah, because I mean, if I want to say Glenn worked the Rise Rumble last year, didn't he? Sure, Posty Malone was in the Rise Rumble last year.
Posty was in the Rise Rumble 2 years ago, and yeah. I was in the Rise Rumble last year. That's
it. So yeah, I know. I couldn't remember which way around it was. So that's the thing, So you have worked Rise. Obviously, we would have talked about it before, but let's talk about it again, mate. That's got to be such a culture shock. And you sort of say, from the family shows that you're used to just working in front of a Rise audience. Like,
well, I said this on the last interview. I'm not a deathmatch wrestler, but I could work 18 plus shows. Not a problem. If it's like legit wrestling, I mentioned pots and pans hardcore matches. Fantastic. I'm more than happy doing it. But if there's one match I legit want to do, and I've been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to get it, is a steel cage.
One day at PPW, they've got to do a cage or something. Surely, it's got the, anywhere that's got the facility to do it. It amazes me. I don't think I've ever seen that. I might be wrong here. Somebody will tell me if I am, but I don't think there's ever been a cage match at PPW, is
there? And never will. To be perfectly honest, Liam did say that there will be a cage, but Fight Factory do a cage hire. Fight Factory have the cage, and that's one match I really want to do, because Posty has been in a steel cage match. And when I found out about that, Posty actually says, "Aidan, are you prepared to be jealous?" And he goes, "What?" He says, "I'm in a steel cage match." I'm thinking, what?
Dude.
Yeah, that's one match. I've been pushing and pushing and pushing for that. I've been pushing for a steel cage match because
Why?
that's the match. It's just a match I really want to do. Like I don't. If it's like for a payoff, like a steel cage match, like any other match, is really important. Like if you're gonna have a steel cage match, you have to use the cage. Like or it's a gimmick match, and the gimmick, of course, is the cage, and it has to mean something important, like something like a blow-off match or something like that.
Well, back in the day, yeah, that was how back in the territory days, that was always the last match of a rivalry, wasn't it? It was the cage match. That's how they set it to rest, kind of thing. Just wondering, was there like a favourite cage match that you've watched years ago? Something like Planting the Seeds? Is it just something about, or is it a story you want to tell? It's just, a cage match is really precise, to say that for years you want a cage match. There must be something, special. I'm just thinking, what set that in motion? What triggered that determination for a cage match?
Man, I think it's because it's something different, and I legit want to see what it'd be like to actually step into a cage, step in, step into a cage, but also actually watching some of the steel cage matches, from WWE, like some of the best match, quite a lot of the best matches in WWE were steel cage matches. Like, and I'm trying to think of one off the top of me. I'm trying to think of one on the top of my head. There's a tag team. There's a tag steel cage match from Unforgiven 2000. I think it was the Hardys and Edge and Christian.
Yeah, is that the one where they planted the seeds for the Hardys to break up because Jeff could have escaped? They went for the big move off the top of the cage and ended up costing them the match, kind of thing.
That was Survivor Series 2001. The Unforgiven 2000. It was when Jeff Hardy went out of the cage. So that, of course, that left Matt Hardy. Then Jeff Hardy went back up and hit the Whisper in the Wind off top of the cage.
Yes. Sorry, my bad. I'm trying to think which one was which. Again, I'll show my age and I'll sort of say, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at SummerSlam. Still one of the best cage matches, ever. And it's not just in WWE, but obviously TNA when they had the lockdown pay-per-views. Elix.
I loved Lockdown when every match was in a steel cage. And what you mentioned about Elix Skipper, how the hell did he do that? Just walks the cage, and then Hurricanez. I can't remember who it were. It was either James Storm or Chris Harris. It was one of the guys from AEW.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, it was one of America's Wanted, wasn't it? I think it was definitely one of those two guys, wasn't it? It was just like, oh, mate, it was just, but that's the sort of stuff, and that's, dude, I really hope you do get that at some point because that would be awesome. Fight Factory, then that's another promotion as well. That is just they not only do they hire the cage, but they have a cage show every year as well.
Yeah, I think that's what Posty was on. To be fair, it was in there with Hardman Dan, and it was in there with Hardman Dan and I believe four other guys from Fight Factory.
Oh my God, that's it. So you just, we'll have a word with those guys. Obviously, have a word with, Hardman Dan, Jack Maxwell. Like, dude, come on, sort me out. Just let me get in a cage. I can imagine it being quite as tough as it sounds, because obviously you can see through it, I can imagine it being quite claustrophobic, once you're in there. 'Cause even though, like, say, you can see through it, it's still this enclosure. You're still kind of trapped in something.
Well, like I say, the ride show where I tagged with Shreddy, it was Fight Factory's ring, and they had two steel cage matches. And when I got to the venue, the cage was up. The cage was up with the with the ring. I'm like, this is mental. Like, this is crazy. Like, I believe the two matches in the cage were Heidi Katrina and Leonardo Darwin, and Big Joe and Semtex, Semtex.
My God. Oh.
Of course, Semtex. Of course, Joe is it's a cage, but they had the tubes. They had everything. Like, it was mental.
Like Raven's Funhouse kind of thing. Again, going back to TNA kind of thing, like a hardcore. Hardcore justice lockdown. Just mate, it sounds crazy, but no, fingers crossed, dude. I hope you do get to step inside that cage, because I'd be interested to sort of see what you do in there. I'd be I hope somebody hope somebody does it. I get to see it at some point. I won't be as happy as you are, but I would be very, very excited.
Yeah, if it gets announced. If it gets announced, I legit hope. I really hope that I cut a promo. I really hope that I cut a promo to set it up. Like, one of the old promos. One of the old promos that I do remember watching. It was Jack Jester, ICW. Of course, I watched it on YouTube. And him and Joe Coffey was doing a storyline, and Jack Jester gets the mic, and he mentions about this one match. He thought it was hokey. He didn't want to do it, but it's about time that he did it. So he said it's next. I can't remember. I think it might have been Shugs, him versus Joe Coffey in a steel cage. I'd like to do something like that, like cut a promo to say it's me and whoever it is I'm doing this thing with inside of a cage.
Dude, like I said, again, fingers crossed, because that'd be amazing to see. But yeah, dude, I'm really hyped for you. Like I said, since we last spoke, it seems like the last episode time we spoke, it was awesome. Everything that happened up to that point. You just exceeded, the last 11 months. So, yeah, again, I'll say it, the magic word is momentum. I think you've got momentum on your side. And, if we talk again, in 6, 7, 8 months' time, I'd be expecting you to be reading off more and more things. And hopefully, tell me you've had a cage match as well.
I really hope so. Well, I'm actually going down with Luca to a company called FCB, which is a wrestling company in Bradford.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Gonna go down, and if they want me, they want me. If they don't, I'll sit there. I'll be as a fan. And I'll speak to I'll speak to the guy and tell him what my gimmick is, tell him what my story is.
Dude, yeah, FCB, very, very cool, very, very, very cool. Fingers crossed for you on that one, dude. Because if you can get there, mate, I'd be. I know some of the guys that work there, and very cool people. And I think you'd enjoy the atmosphere as well. It's just very, very cool. Everybody's got everybody's back. Everybody's really nice. I think you'd have a good time. So that it's in a couple of weeks. The next FCB show, I want to sort of say. I think it's in a few weekends, isn't it?
It's this Saturday.
It's Saturday. Fuck. Right. Sorry, mate. Yeah. Again, you know, my timing is awful. Like I sort of said, you know, it's only been 6 months since we last spoke. So yeah, this Saturday. So right. Well, I'm going to need to hype that up anyway. So I'll get on that. But yeah, let me know how you get on there, dude. Because I'd be interested to sort of see, you know, how you find it. But as a fan, obviously enjoy the show, and I know you will do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have a very funny feeling that Jeebus will be there as well. Like, Jeebus is, like I say, Jeebus is all over the place, doing his, doing his content. Like, he's all over the UK. Like, I don't think there's anyone in the wrestling scene that doesn't know who Jeebus is.
Oh, exactly.
No,
And unless I'm mistaken, I don't trust myself at the minute. That much information. But obviously, FCB is where Nikki does the ring announcing. So yeah, Jeeves will be there.
Yeah,
Nick, yeah. So
yeah.
Nikki will be there doing the ring announcing. Like I say, yeah, Jeeves will be there. So you'll know a few people. Obviously, you know Nikki. She sort of got her ring announcing chops at Pursuit. She's always there. So yeah, man, just rock up, be you, and yeah, good things, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you never know until you ask, right?
Exactly, dude. You got to please. Again, there's that magic word. I've heard it so many times. You know, it's that thing called networking. So just make yourself available. You know, that's why I would suck as a wrestler, because I'd be like, nope, I ain't making myself available. I'm talking to no one. Why have I got no bookings? Oh yeah, shit, because I don't talk to anyone. That would be my issue. So, but obviously, you know, thankfully you're not that way. So yeah, dude, FCB, mate, enjoy it. Enjoy Super Pro. Enjoy Kmart. Enjoy every booking you've got coming up. And we'll do it again. You know, I'm generally excited to see what we talk about in 6 or 7 months' time. I've got a feeling it's going to be a lot more than this.
Well, like I say, to tell you the truth, like Kmart, MVP, Super Pro, BWF. Oh man, what's the other promotion? There's quite a bit. There's quite a few now. No,
that's what.
no.
There's that.
I'm absolutely. Oh, you mean I'm absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
I'm having an absolute blast. You know what I mean? And the fact that it's crazy. It's crazy. Like to think that it's crazy to think now that I've got all these. It's crazy to think now I've got all these promotions now that now want me. And of course, I've told them what my gimmick is. I tell them that, you know, if you want a fiery bully beater that stands up to bullies, look no further than me. And let's go.
That's it, exactly. So, mate, and just soak it all in, mate. Enjoy every moment of it. You know, enjoy the shows. But more importantly, pat yourself on the back. Be proud of yourself as well, dude. Because I say every time you get a booking on a show, that's a promoter who's acknowledging what you can do. You know, what you bring to the table, what you offer to the fans. So yeah, dude. Basically, it's just this is just me again saying, acknowledge your own awesomeness and enjoy it. And yeah, dude, you know, I'm sure there will be many more promotions next time we talk. Dude, you're literally just going to be like, it's going to be like Chris Jericho, mate. You're just going to open up this big reel of paper and be like, yeah, I've been booked. And it's just going to be like, I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's
Enjoy.
Yeah, it's enjoy the ride, basically.
Yeah, that's it. Most important thing, though, mate, is like I say, enjoy it. But you know, I think we'll call it there, because I think that's basically it. I like to kind of end it on a really high note. I'm getting way too excited. I'm not going to stop talking at some point. So I kind of unwind and be like, right, I need to calm down. Right, I'm too excited for you. So I can imagine, your levels of excitement. It's amazing, dude. But let people know where they can find you on the socials, where they can see what you're up to. You're on Facebook. There's an Aidan Sparx Facebook.
Yeah, there's an Aidan Sparx Facebook. So if you want to send me follow me or send me a friend request to see where I'm going to be next, no problem. Just send me send me a friend request.
That's it. And obviously, like I say, I'll do my best to keep an eye on stuff, share stuff in the left side Facebook page. Obviously, if you're not following us on Facebook, please do so. I try and share as much stuff as I can on there to do with promotions, shows, people that I like, where they're going to be. So yeah, if you see Aidan on a show near you, buy a ticket, go support it, buy some merch. You've got this awesome T-shirt from Fast Count, that he's currently rocking. It's on the episode graphic. If you're not going to get to a show, like I say, add Aidan Sparx on Facebook, drop him a message, tell him you want to buy a T-shirt.
Yeah,
Sure
exactly. Well, I sell my shirts. I sell my shirts when it comes to shows. So the like I say, the always out. If you want a shirt, get one.
Exactly. Show some love. But mate, thank you so much. Like I said, I always can kind of tell when I've had fun talking to someone, because I just generally get really excited and I'm really hyped, and I'm happy for you. So we will do this again, down the road. And I'm looking forward to seeing what new stuff we get to talk about next time. But dude, thank you so much. It's been absolutely awesome.
No, absolutely no problem. No problem at all.
Before, obviously I'm kind of wrapping up here, but is there anything else, that you want to tell us about? Is there anything, or do you think we've got everything kind of covered? You happy?
Yeah, I think so. All I can say is now, I think, is watch out for next Saturday for NBP versus BWF.
Yes. We'll keep our eyes peeled to see if anything is announced. Like I say, if I see anything, dude, I'll spread the word. So, but no, mate, thank you so much. It's genuinely always a pleasure. I love talking to you. I love hearing what you're up to. Legitimately think good shit happens to good people. So there you go. You kind of embody that for me. So obviously, everybody else, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Do the generic stuff I'm happy to do. Keep your eyes peeled. Loads more cool stuff coming up. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.